We'll Never Have Paris. This was written by, co-directed, and stars your best friend, probably, in the world, Simon Helberg of The Big Bang Theory.
Yep.
And there's the two of you are. And he really... You know, we know him well because they shoot literally 15 feet from here.
Yeah.
If you watch Big Bang Theories, you can often hear Andy and I in the background talking.
It's true.
Doing this show. Because you could hit it with a tennis ball. And so I asked Simon about you, and he said the thing to ask you about was the fact that you cannot say no to a dare. That's what he says.
Yeah, it's one of my problems. And he figured this out pretty early on in our friendship. We were college roommates, and he realized that I have this sort of perfect combination of competitiveness and I'm also very gullible. Mm-hmm. So if he wanted something, he would just go, hey, I bet you can't make it all the way to the vending machine and back in 2 minutes with a Coke for me. And I go, I bet you can, go. And then I run, I like decide if I could take the stairs or the elevator, fly down the stairs, very dangerous, and then I'd get back up, boom, did I make it? And he'd go, oh, I wasn't really timing, but thanks.
It does seem like you're like a dog, almost.
It was a little bit like that. If he asked me to do it, I wouldn't do it, but as soon as he put like a time limit and a challenge.
The minute it's, I bet you cannot do it, you're not capable of doing it.
Yeah, or I dare you works the same way. There's a couple things missing here, guys.
Yeah, it's almost like an obsessive compulsive disorder where you have to do it.
It is. Because what if I don't do it and I was supposed to do it?
Did you get your tongue stuck to a lot of flagpoles when you were a kid?
I stuck my tongue to a lot of flagpoles, but I never got them stuck. Not that you should all try it, I think that is a real thing, but I guess I had enough saliva to not.
I don't know what the hell happened to this conversation.
I have a lot of saliva.
I got my hell, let's just say this tongue touched every flagpole in town, you know? It sounds filthy and horrible.
It certainly does.
And he also said that I'm supposed to ask you about the Pacific Coast Highway story. The Pacific Coast Highway, the very busy highway that runs along this beautiful Pacific Coast, which is fake right here.
Yes. But it's still beautiful. Yeah, that was a night where we were maybe 16 or 17, and we found ourselves at the beach late at night. We had walked there.
This is you and Simon?
And Simon and a couple of my other friends. Mm-hmm. And we decided that we wanted to go swimming in the ocean, but we were trying to think ahead, and we're like, we don't want to walk back home in wet clothes. So I went, I have the solution, and I whipped my boxers off and ran in. And then before I put it all
you took all your clothes off. You went swimming naked.
I went swimming naked in the ocean.
It's cold here, too.
It's cold, and it's not a don't go swimming in the ocean at night. It's very, very cold and painful. But before I put all my clothes back on...
I don't think anyone here wanted to do that. Like, don't do that thing where you set your legs on fire. I know it sounds fun.
And so I put 2 piles of clothes on either side of PCH, and I realized that this would be the only time that I would ever have a chance to do this. And I ran across PCH naked a bunch of times.
To retrieve your clothes?
Yeah, I would go here, put on a sock, go back to the other one, put on my boxers, go to the other one, get a...
I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard anybody doing.
Oh, yeah.
Pacific Coast Highway is so well traveled. I can't imagine crossing it once, but you were running back and forth naked.
That was you?
Now you saw me. Yeah, it was me.
Remember that girl in the car that hit you laughing? I brought you back together.
Thank you. It's nice to see you again.